What up, y'all? This isn't the usual fitness video. It's some Bible talk, and I've just had some stuff on my brain I thought I might share with y'all. And that today's back and bicep day, so there will be posing later. But anyways, I think a lot of people who aren't believers look at some believers, especially me, because I was raised up in Christianity. Like I was brought up in that lifestyle, and think, well, you were just raised up in that, so that's all you know, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, no, there was times where I was very angry with God. Like there has been times where I've been upset and frustrated with God. Like there have been times and there's been times where I haven't like even tried to follow God. Like I said I was a believer, but I wasn't even trying to follow God. Like there has been like moments and like parts of like periods of my life where like I just wasn't doing what I was supposed to do. Like I just wasn't doing like I wasn't doing what I said I was, like what I was. Like I said I was Christian, but I wasn't doing the stuff that a Christian should be doing. And I'm not saying like you can't sin or you can't stumble and make mistakes, but I'm saying I wasn't even trying. I was like I was going out, like they're not my friends anymore, or they're not my friends anymore, but I was going out with some of my buddies back in the past, like when I was like 14, 15, 13, 14, 15. I'm 17 now, almost 18. But it was really around that like 12 to 14 age, well, that I was like really struggling with my religion. With from 7 to 14, my mental health battle was an absolute mess. But we're not getting into that today. Like my religious battle from like 12 to 14 was just rough. I was smoking with friends, vaping. Like I never like smoked weed with my friends, but I was smoking cigarettes, vaping, I was drinking, and I was just not doing what a Christian should be doing. And I was like, I kept on telling people I was Christian, and I kept on trying to tell these people that I was with about the Christian message, but I was doing smoking with them and vaping with them. So I was a hypocrite. I was trying to tell them about the gospel, but I was doing the exact opposite of what a person that was talking about the gospel should be doing. And it was just wrong. And eventually they moved away. And I'm not saying just because they moved away I stopped. Like I still smoked back then here and there after they moved away, but I did stop eventually. Like I haven't smoked or vaped in, I think, a little over, I haven't drank either in like a little over a year. And I told myself I'll never do that stuff again. Like I'm trying to further my relationship with God. I'm not gonna do that ever again. Like there's been times where I put in that situation where I could have and I haven't. Like recently I had to I was dropping my sister back off to her place because she came to visit, but she doesn't have her license. It's a long story with that, but anyways, I was dropping my sister back off and her friends were there and they were like rolling up a blunt and they're like, "You want some?" or like, "Do you want to go out?" I'm like, "No, I'm good. I'm just gonna go home." So yeah, there's been points. I'm not saying like like push yourself away from stuff that is wrong. There's gonna be points where there's still gonna be like temptations and times of struggle. Like, man, I could do this and get away with it. Nobody would know. God will know. God will know. So, anyways, moral of the story is that I wasn't always like deep into my Christianity. I wasn't always like love Jesus, heck yeah, brother, go preach the gospel. There was points where I was just like I was not strong in my faith, and there was points where I was really angry with God. I think one of the more recent ones happened like a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. This was like I pretty much already stopped smoking at this point and stopped drinking and pretty much about a year ago when I was like 16 or like yeah, around that. But my mom had a miscarriage and I was really angry. I was like, "Why, God? She does all this for so many kids. Like we have 12 kids. My mom is an absolute unit. Because most of us are adopted. I'm adopted. Some a little by myself. I'm adopted, and most of my family's adopted. We've had my mom and dad only have two biological kids, and they're not trying to have more. But at the time, they only had one biological kid. But they were trying to have another one, and I was so angry because I'm like, she's this is like the third that was like the third miscarriage in a row they had. I was so upset. I was so frustrated with God. I'm like, God, one, I want another baby brother. I adore my baby brothers. I adore them to like the world and back. I love them so much. I jumped in front of a bullet for them. But I was so upset because I'm like, she does so much for this world and she helps so many people. Why can't you just give her this one thing? And like at that moment, I was really frustrated. But I know it like at that time, God's like, it's not the right time. God's like, just wait, just be patient. And I was impatient, and my mom was impatient. Like I know she was probably a little upset with God as well. But later on, she did end up having a second bio kid, and and I love them both to death. Sweetest babies you'll ever meet. or I guess one's now a toddler, the other one's a baby. But anyways, don't if you're not a believer watching this, don't look at Christians and say, well, they were just raised in that, or they never went through struggle. Trust me, there was a lot of struggle in my life, and I'm not saying that to like have a pity party. I'm saying that to show you that like I came from a rough spot and I got better. Like it does get better. It's not always easy. Christianity doesn't mean it's easy, but it gets better. There's a point where you just start realizing, I don't need that. I don't need the vaping. I don't need the smoking. I don't need the alcohol. I don't need to rage. Because I used to, like, when I was like ages like 7 to 14, I had like a lot of mental breakdowns, and I raged a lot. Like I could probably point out 3 holes in my wall in this room that are like from me punching a hole in my wall, and I was a very angry person. Thankfully, God took that anger away from me. Like I'm not nearly as angry as I was. Like obviously, if I'm like with my family and I need to defend them, yeah, I can defend them. I'm not like a pacifist, but I'm saying I'm a lot less angry and I'm a lot more chill now. And I'm blessed by God to have that. And it took a long time to get to this point to where I was this chill. I remember I was on a bunch of medication and I was struggling a bunch with just mental health, depression, sadness. But I'm saying I didn't just start believing just to believe just because my family did it. I believed because God took me out of a bad place. God took me from sadness and anger and hate and like just mentally just dying inside and hating everybody, just like staying in my bed all day. Like I didn't do anything all day. I stayed in my bed like all day. Now I'm going to the gym 6 times a week. I'm going out with friends. I went just Sunday. I went to preach the gospel to people. It was amazing, because some people like to think, well, they just had a good life. They had it easy. No, it doesn't mean it's easy. It doesn't mean it won't be hard. I'm not saying it just poof, all problems gone. There's still struggles in life. There's still frustration. There's still stress. There's still temptation. But I'm saying it gets better and it becomes easier to manage. It becomes easier on your heart. And I'm telling you all that because this is mostly for the non-believers as well. I really want y'all to come to Christ and just give it a try. Just read the Bible. Just read the Bible. Read it just one time and see what you think. Please. Pray and read the Bible. All right, just give it a shot. What does it hurt to give it a try? What does it hurt to give something a shot that could save you, that could help you heal your trauma that you're dealing with, or a past transgression, or something you might be going through in that moment that could help? What does it hurt? Nothing. It doesn't hurt to try. Please give it a shot. It will help you. Like I can't like explain this enough. It literally, it might take a while for God's answer, but holy moly, I feel so much better than I did like 3, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, 6 years ago. I'm telling y'all, give it a shot. Also, another thing I struggle with is accepting others' different religions. Like, I'm like, yeah, cool, I respect your religion, that's cool, but how can you, like the Big Bang, how can you believe like 2 particles collided and this whole universe was made? I can find it easier to respect like creator religions, and I can understand that, and I'm still gonna try to like preach my message to them, and I won't, if they decline it, I won't push it on them, I won't pressure them, I won't be like, no, you need to believe in God, blah 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 blah. I'll be like, okay, I'll respect your decision to not talk about it. I hope you can find God one day, and tomorrow I might try again to get you to talk about it. But anyways, what's it called? Like the Big Bang, that just doesn't make sense in my brain. Like so many, like there's so much beauty just in nature alone. They can't tell me that 2 particles just made that. Like the universe, like it's insane. It just doesn't make sense to me. But anyways, if you are a believer and you're trying to get somebody who doesn't believe or believes in something else to believe, just take it easy on them. Don't push them. Like, I mean, yeah, push them a little bit. Don't be a nuisance though. Don't be that Christian that's like, you must believe, if you don't believe, you're going straight to hell, blah blah blah. Which is true. If you don't believe in God and you don't put your faith in Jesus, you're going to hell. But you don't need, that scares them. That makes them not want to come to faith. That scares them. So what I suggest, if you're trying to get a person that doesn't believe to believe, is be easy on them. Try to talk to them about it. Try to talk about Bible stories. Bible stories is a really good way to open up stuff. Try to talk about stuff you struggle with that God helped you with. And then if they say, hey, I'm not talking about this, we're not doing this right now, then respect it. And be like, then come back the next day. Make the day by day is like a restart. So if they're like that day, they don't want to talk about it, try again maybe the next day. Maybe the next day. But if they say no that day, don't pressure them. because it's just going to push them further away, and they're going to be like, well, now I hate it. So take your time, because it is really, really hard to get somebody who doesn't believe in God to believe. And your job as a Christian is not to keep working on him, but working on him and smacking them in the face with Christianity and smacking them in the face with everything you got. It's to plant that seed, to put it in like their brain, like to say, hey, I believe in God. Here's why. Here's this. Maybe you should too. Put that in their heart. Put that in their mind. And if God wills it, it will grow. That seed will grow. Our job as Christians is to plant the seed. God will work the seed. And I saw a really good thing online, a really good quote. Some said, sometimes God will break somebody to build them again. And I love that, because that's exactly what happened to me. Like, if you are a non-believer or even a believer, God will sometimes break you down to build you back up into a better person and into to learn something from that brokenness. And it's going to happen sometimes in your life. It's not going to, I know probably in my future it's going to happen a couple more times, where he's going to break me to show, one, to humble me, one, but two, to show me what's better, to open a different door that's better for me and better for my life and better for my faith with him. So, what's it called? If you're a friend trying to get another friend to believe, take your time. It's a slow process. What's it called? Sorry, my brain's all confuzzled now. You're gonna go through struggle anyway, even if you are a believer. It's gonna happen. Life without struggle we wouldn't need God. So God will put struggle in your life to further your faith with him and make you a better person. So struggle is gonna happen. 3, God's the best decision you can make in your life. And that's just my opinion. I think many other people would agree with me, is that God's the best decision you can make in your life. Putting your faith in God, best decision you can make in your life. It helped me tremendously. It helped. I've seen prayer, like I've seen literal blessings happen, like with my own eyes. Like, I don't know if I've already told this story, but my friends were trying to sell a car, and they it was a trash car. I'm like, well, it was a bad car. It was like not worth it. And me, the person who was trying to sell the car, and my mom all prayed about it. On the spot, the first guy that came to look at the car bought on the spot, literally just like that. And like, there's just more examples. Like, just try to look at the small things. Don't just look for a huge change. Look at the small changes. Look at the small things, because there's gonna be a lot of those. All right. I hope y'all have a blessed day. I gotta get ready for work, and I got the gym, and I'm gonna go hang out with my friends. But I hope y'all have a blessed day. Peace out.